Released in the year 2000 at the absolute height of Pokemania, Digimon World had a lot to live up to. As the first Digimon game, despite being a drastically different genre and franchise, the comparison to Pokemon's then already 2 generations were inevitable. So how did Digimon hold up? Well, not very well. This has to be the most polarizing game ever, almost perfect 50% and 5 out of 10s across the boards. Review scores aside, the game did sell well enough to be reissued as a platinum game or greatest hits for Americans, and to this day still has a fairly strong cult following. So it must have done something right, surely. Let's take a look at the game and make our own minds up. Digimon World is based on Bandai's 1997 Digimon Tamagotchi toys and borrows the primary mechanics from the Tamagotchis and attempts to blend them into an open exploration RPG. You play as a young lad in Japan who is sucked into his Digimon Tamagotchi and transported to the Digimon world, where after outright lying to Digimon is introduced to the digital world counterpart of his Tamagotchi creature. Depending on how you respond to Digimon's questions, you'll be given either Gabumon or Agumon. Digimon and the other Digimon explain to you that Digimon all over File Island have been mysteriously losing their memories, and as a result the capital city of the island has been reduced to a borderline ghost town. It's up to you to traverse the island and recruit Digimon to return to the city. As you gather more and more Digimon to return to the city, they unlock more facilities such as a bank, item shops, an arena where you can fight other Digimon, a restaurant, a hospital and a whole bunch more. As you recruit Digimon, the prosperity rate in the city will increase up to a maximum of 100, but you only need around half of that to finish the game's main story. This gives you a small degree of freedom as to what Digimon you recruit to the city. A lot of them are mandatory and part of the main story, but a lot of them are also optional, so your endgame city could end up looking slightly different to another player's. Now to the gameplay. If there was one word that summed up Digimon World perfectly, that word would be ambiguity. Every single mechanic in this game is very ambiguous. Your Digimon has needs. It needs food, sleep, medicine, it can tire out from overtraining, get sick, etc. The idea is that you raise your Digimon who, depending on his care parameters and his, attack, defense, speed, intelligence, weight, happiness, etc., will digivolve into a Digimon whose strength would be representative of how well you cared for it. So for example, if you treated Agumon really well and kept his weight healthy and had his stats high, there's a chance of getting a great Digimon like Greymon or Tyrannomon. Now if you treated Agumon like shit, well then he would turn into a walking shit-eating piece of crap, literally. Your Digimon also have a lifespan. The average Digimon will live for about 8 to 11 in-game days. The in-game day is about 30 minutes in real time. And then after that it'll pass away and leave behind an egg which must be then raised again before your exploration of the island can continue. Your Digimon can also die in battle and have 3 lives before they pass away. Now you can't just recruit any Digimon to come back to the city, only certain Digimon will join. For the most part, just exploring the island with a strong, well-raised Digimon is enough to recruit quite a lot of Digimon. But some Digimon will only show up at specific times of the day, or they're locked behind areas you need specific Digimon to access. There are also areas of the game where your Digimon might not be able to access because they're not the right type. So a vaccine Digimon like Angemon couldn't access the Myotismon mansion because you need a virus Digimon to access the area. But it doesn't stop there, god no, the frozen wastelands can make a Digimon not well equipped to deal with the cold very sick. The same can happen for these Digimon in the hotter areas of the game. If you're not already enjoying the monster raising aspect of the game, then this can be an absolute nightmare, as getting sick can shorten your Digimon's lifespan. Now on to the positives of the game. First off, the very nature of the game encourages and rewards exploration. The game's world is just big enough to give you a lot of exploration to do, but small enough to get you comfortable and familiar with your surroundings. As I previously said, different Digimon show up at different times of the day, so as you get comfortable and familiar with the areas of the game, there's almost always something you haven't seen there yet. The pre-rendered backgrounds are beautiful and really bring the digital world to life, and the juxtaposition between what at first seems to be somewhat standard RPG settings and the digital decorations littered throughout the world make the world feel incredibly alien and immersive. And these design choices alone make the player want to explore, if only to experience more of the unusual and unique designs in the world. The Digivolution mechanic rewards careful and competent gameplay. While one of the major complaints about the game was always the difficulty in obtaining the Digimon that you wanted, if you're playing well you'll always at least get a good Digimon, and they're varied enough to make Digivolution always an exciting experience, albeit sometimes bitterly disappointing one. While trial and error gameplay is always a terrible game design philosophy, there is something to be said about revenge killing a boss Digimon with an overpowered reincarnation of a Digimon that died fighting said boss Digimon. Overall, Digimon World is flawed to say the least, but it is an incredibly fun exploration game that probably didn't deserve the flack it got for its ambiguous mechanics and unusual gameplay flow. But you'd be hard pressed to find such an alien world that rewards exploration and careful, meticulous gameplay in any game release nowadays. Even newer Digimon games, Next Order and re-digitized, while substantially more refined than 2000's Digimon World, they failed to recapture the atmosphere of the living, breathing alien world of Digimon World. In summary, this game definitely got more flack from critics in the past than it deserved, and while it was definitely flawed and occasionally a bit overwhelming, it was without a doubt one of the more unique gameplay experiences of the time, and the fanbase was dedicated enough to push Namco Bandai into eventually having 2 other attempts at the formula, and here's hoping it doesn't end there. Thanks for watching.